Yeah, one case I remember was particularly awful was with a little baby where we had to hold the baby down. It was screaming, red in the face, really crying, and mother got really anxious and started getting angry with us and abusing us. So we stopped the examination and explained to the parents that it was really important that we hold them really still to eliminate the necessity to repeat the examination, and that if we didn't hold the baby still, we weren't going to get decent x-rays. It's also really important that before you start your examination, you explain to the parents that there's a reason you're holding them still, that it's not going to hurt the baby, and they're crying because they're being held down rather than that they're crying because they're being hurt or anything. As I said before, with little babies that can't understand anything, it's really more about communication with the parents and explanation, and informing them that how important it is to hold them still, and basically making sure you've got plenty of people to hold them still so that you don't have to repeat the x-rays. Again, with toddlers, they're not going to hold still happily. Often it's about speed, about getting them in, getting it done before the toddler has a chance to get anxious. Also being fun and happy when you come into the room and saying, look at my big camera, and do you want to have a look at the light? Get them involved, show them the light, and I often, while I'm setting them up, I'll often put a hand up and make it wiggle in front of the light and go, look at the light, and they will be distracted. Bubbles is another good idea, or a wee toy in their hand, a new toy that we've got that they can have a look at and distract them. And again, good immobilization. The main difference with preschoolers, they're able to understand, they're able to be scared. Sometimes they've had bad experiences in the past. So again, not so much distraction, but more about giving them something to do actually. I get them involved and show them my big camera and explain that it's like mum and dad's camera at home when they have a photo taken, but it's just a bigger camera. Come and have a look at it. And then I'll turn on the light, and when they're holding still, say for a wrist or whatever, I give them a job. And I ask them to watch the light and make sure the light doesn't turn off, and you tell me if the light turns off. So they're distracted, holding still, watching this light, feeling really important, and you're keeping them still. Don't get them to look down here at the light, but make sure they're looking up out of the way, and then make sure the light's not going to turn off, so you turn it on at the last minute and run. That's my main technique with little ones. These kids understand a lot more. They're not going to be scared if you give them a good explanation. So I show them the room like I would do, explain the camera situation, just like mum and dad's, like I did with the little ones, and say, have you had an x-ray before? And if they haven't, or even if they have, so you'll know that it's not going to hurt. We're not going to touch you. You'll feel a wee or you'll hear a wee noise, and that'll go beep. So often I get them to listen for that noise. So they're holding still, listening for the noise, and then you go, righto, I'm going to run around and take the picture now. You won't feel anything. I'm going to make that wee noise. And then when I've taken the x-ray, I come back in and say, now, did you hear the beep noise? And they're pretty proud of themselves that they heard the beep and it's all finished.